Good evening, everyone. I'm Monica Quintero. Happy Valentine's Day. Hopefully you're getting out and about because we've been having some really nice weather, especially for this time of year. This is a live view just outside of our studio, courtesy of that West Texas State Bank weather cam. You can see partly cloudy skies. A little bit of breezy conditions out there. We're going to talk about those winds. They've been a factor, but we are seeing some very nice temperatures, warm temperatures for this time of year. Here's a look at your current conditions. You can see right now it is 77 degrees right there in Odessa, Midland, and 73 right there in Alpine. Of course, those winds have been a factor, and we do have a high wind warning for Culberson and Eddy counties. That will continue until tomorrow evening. Let's go ahead and take a look at those wind conditions. We are seeing some breezy and gusty winds out there. They are currently coming from the west, shifting later on to the southwest, all the way from about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and the winds will continue to be a factor for the next few days. Here's a look at your current wind speed. You can see it is 26 miles per hour right there in Carlsbad, 21 miles per hour right there in Marfa. By tomorrow morning, winds will still be a factor. They kick up in Guadalupe Pass, 28 in Carlsbad, and 17 right there in Marfa, 20 miles per hour in Odessa, Midland. So most areas continuing to see those light winds, gusty conditions, depending on where you're at. Even Friday, that will be a factor. Your almanac showing some mild temperatures yesterday, and then we got very warm today. You can see the high yesterday, 68 degrees. Typically, we see it about 62 degrees. The low yesterday, 30 degrees. Usually, we see it about 34 degrees. Take a look. That temperature jumped quite a bit. 79 the high today, 50 the low today. Nice to have those warmer temperatures, especially in the morning time. That record set back in 1979 at 86 degrees. Here's a look at your relative humidity. Of course, those areas in the teens, we're still keeping an eye on. Those areas considered elevated fire risk. We've been talking about this. When you have low humidity, you have gusty winds. We're seeing those winds pick up, and warmer temperatures. That does pose fire danger. So, of course, if you're burning out there, you need to be careful, use caution. But the good news, we are not seeing any watches or warnings yet when it comes to that fire danger. Your headlines, I am liking those headlines tomorrow. We're going to see a warm and windy day once more, even warmer temperatures. But those winds will continue to be a factor, as you saw in those wind speeds. Let's go ahead and give you a look at the big picture. You can see a disturbance out here to the west, but this is the good news. Take a look at how it impacts our area. Starts to come towards our area, but right there in the New Mexico mountains, it breaks down. So we will see partly cloudy conditions, but not looking too bad even until tomorrow evening. Let's zone in on your areas. Northern Basin, those lows in the 40s and 50s, 46 right there in Hobbs, and 53 in Andrews. Those highs in the 70s and 80s. 80, it'll warm up in Andrews tomorrow. Central Basin, you can see those lows in the 40s and 50s. 50 right there in Crane, 49 in Pinwell, and those highs in the 70s and 80s. In fact, it'll warm up to about 80 degrees right there in Monahans. And Trans-Pecos, you can see those lows in the 50s. Not too bad. Again, above freezing, which is nice. 54 right there in Stockton, and those highs in the 70s and 80s. And the mountains, those lows will be in the 40s and 50s, and those highs will be in the 60s to 80s. Of course, 82 the warm spot in Presidio. Tomorrow, that low, 53 degrees, some breezy conditions depending on your area. And take a look at that 7-day forecast. You can see warm temperatures once again tomorrow, but a series of cold fronts move in. They drop our temperatures. And take a look at Tuesday. We're keeping a close eye on a cold front moving through. There is the chance of snow, so we'll keep an eye on the potential for that wintry mix come Tuesday.
Say it ain't snow. Really?
Yes.
40%?
We go from 80s, then we go to those below freezing temperatures. It's, you know, it's that mix, those dynamics, but we're constantly watching them.
We're not wearing sleeves and we're talking about snow coming up.
Yeah, that's West Texas for you.
That is West Texas.
It is.
All right, Monica, thank you. Well, users of the dating app Coffee Meets Bagel are